We are streaming. Let me make sure I can see myself. So for everybody that's watching these live videos, just know at the very beginning there's a delay between when I start the broadcast and when you can see it. So I always like to make sure that's up and working before I get into it. Just a reminder, we will be doing lots and lots of live videos just so I can bring you the information a lot quicker, a lot faster, and also interact with you in a way that no other media outlet does throughout the day about the Carolina Panthers. So without further ado, I'm Chris Jenkins, credentialed member of the media, covering the Carolina Panthers, and today is Thursday, August 13th, and I have your Carolina Panthers report. So today we have the opportunity to speak with two guys. They're providing two players each day for us to speak to. So today was Tahir Whitehead, linebacker, as well as Curtis Samuel. And I thoroughly enjoyed talking to both of these guys. One other quick note, you may be watching this on Facebook, Twitter, wherever you are. Make sure you go over to the YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. That's where you have the opportunity to interact the most with me on the videos, is through the YouTube channel. So let me go ahead and get into this. Let me go ahead and give a few shout outs real quick. I always like to say what's up to the first few people that sign on. So B. Evans, what's going on? Chris Johnson, what's going on? Tahir Whitehead. So right now, everybody's trying to get a good feel for what's going on at the stadium. With this COVID situation, it's really limited to who's there. And, you know, I definitely missed the ability to see who's coming early, who's staying late, what the coaches are saying. But Tahir Whitehead was asked about Matt Rhule, and he said that one of the things that he does is he's very energetic, which is a lot of people have said that, and he definitely seems like a player's coach. But he says something that Matt encourages is that he encourages all of his coaches when the players are doing drills or conditioning that, hey, if you're willing and you're able to, go ahead and jump into the drills, work out with these guys, get in shape. And I think that's awesome, because coaches need to have good relationships for players to listen. You know, let's be honest. So if you got a good relationship with your coach, you see him out there running, you see him trying to stay in shape, it's going to make you more apt to listen and staying focused to what that guy is talking about. And speaking about the COVID situation, you know, these guys haven't been in pads yet. They haven't been in helmets. And it's just a slower process now. We're here, midway through August, and we haven't seen these guys in any pads. But Tahir said what that is affording the opportunity is for a lot of one-on-one instructions from coaches, which helps new guys to the teams that are veterans, and it certainly helps the rookies as well, getting all that extra one-on-one attention as they have to do some distancing and take some time to make sure that everybody knows what's going on. And furthermore, I think he didn't talk about leadership too much directly, but Tahir said that one of the things that he does is he admits that the way that things are going without the preseason games, it makes it tougher for some rookies. But what he does is he often says, hey, if I have a question, I'm going to ask it. And the reason that he does that is just to be an influence to those rookies to say, hey, it's okay for people to ask questions. And I forget some quote that he said, but he just mentioned that there comes no rank when there's a good idea that's brought to the table. So he said that in terms of making sure that everybody's giving input, everybody's giving feedback, and everybody's providing suggestions. So that is a very, very positive atmosphere. You know, we've been talking about the speed of these wide receivers, and Tahir's take on it is that for the defense, the speed of Samuel, Moore, and Anderson makes those guys on the back, on the defensive side, not sleep well at night because they have to prepare for that. And admittedly, you know, defensive backs, that's their worst nightmare, is getting beat deep. So he says that's something that he's excited about, that we have on the team. And he ended his part with us by saying, make sure you wear your mask. I don't have mine here with me, but yes, make sure you are wearing your mask. Next up, Curtis Samuel, wide receiver out of Ohio State. And I was happy to talk to Curtis because it's been a minute. Still haven't been around the players, so looking forward to when we can finally be around these guys. But I asked Curtis about what is his plan on this offense. What can he reveal? Because Matt Rhule's talked about player flexibility. He's talked about having guys play on both sides of the ball. Robbie Anderson talked about how this offense gives everybody's talents an opportunity to shine. Posed that question to Curtis to hear what he had to say, and he was excited. You know, he had this big smile and kind of lit up like he just can't wait. He said that he cannot share what those details are, but the way he talked about it seeing Curtis Samuel all over the field, seeing Curtis Samuel maybe even in the backfield, which is something that we saw a little bit before with him getting some end arounds, is something that we are quite likely to continue to see, but he just didn't want to go into the details about it. And with all this speed, you know, we've talked about defensive guys, but Curtis, when talking about the speed of the wide receivers, he says he gets excited because now typically it's just one fast guy on the field and other guys are, you know, they're not slow, but they're not speedsters. When you have multiple fast guys on the field, those receivers are excited because now they really feel like there's a great opportunity to catch the deep ball because you can't focus on one side. So obviously they should spread them out. And then it opened things up underneath for tight ends or running backs or whoever. So I get excited about this too, but it's tough for me, honestly. You know, I like to be a transparent journalist, to get too excited because I just haven't seen anything. We still have a lineman. We still have 11 guys that have to be on the field. We still have other teams that are planning to spoil our day. And I think one of our biggest crutches or hindrance is that there is so much youth. There is so many things that these guys haven't experienced on the NFL level. And all that speed, you know, it still needs to be worked in tandem with the unit. And they need to have some cohesiveness. But nevertheless, Curtis was fun to talk to. I asked him about the vibe of the place because we can't be in the locker room. And he's like, man, you know, things ain't changed. It's still the same. We're still the same people. So that's pretty much all that I have for you all today. I want to encourage you to subscribe, hit the like button. That helps other Panthers fans find out about me. And let's get into those comments. I have not had many comments coming to me. I love to say I work for you guys. So send me your questions. What do you want to know? What do you want me to ask players? We typically don't know who we're talking to until that day of. But if you have some questions, I can load them up. And as I have a chance to talk to players and coaches, I love to ask questions on y'all's behalf, so I'll be more than happy to do so. Let me just make sure that is all my notes. That is all my notes. As always, thank you for tuning in. It's Thursday. Enjoy your afternoon, and I'll see you soon.